actually Jen, and I make videos on everything MBA. That is how I prepared for CAT, my time at MBA Gurgaon, and things I've been doing after passing out. So there has been a long time since I've been wanting to make a video for you. That is what all avenues are there in the field of sales and marketing, and also how my first year as a sales and marketing professional been in the corporate world. So finally, I'm putting together a video for you, and I really hope you enjoy it. So here are some questions which I usually ask people when I talk to them about the profession that they are in. And so therefore, I would also answer these questions for my profession for you. So the first question is a brief description of myself and my profile. So I work for Godrej Consumer Products, and I trained as an area sales manager. So I studied from MBA Gurgaon, and I specialized in sales and marketing. So therefore, I sat for my campus placements and got selected in Godrej Consumer Products. Then I was a management trainee. I trained to be an area sales manager, but I also trained to be an area sales manager for the modern trade team. And I also did a project 4 months for the marketing team that is on a new product launch, which I will speak to you about a little more in detail further down in the video. And therefore, that is my brief profile of how I came to be in this job. Next question that I have is, what skills did I acquire during my MBA, which I'm really putting to use during my job? So some skills which I acquired were, first, I did not really anticipate that we would be using so many numbers in a marketing job, but we actually do a lot of number crunching to be able to decide that, how do I sort of judge if my product is doing well or not, or exactly what strategy do I use to place it in the right market to the right audience, and give the right kind of incentives or promotions for it to work for my region. And these are the kinds of cases which we used to solve in college. And those real life problems I actually encountered during my job these days. Apart from that, we also had other subjects. For example, we had accounts. We had to study finance. We had to study operations. And I'm amazed by how a large part of my job also includes a lot of operational work, which means that how is my stock going to connect from, say, a warehouse to my carrying and forwarding agent to my distributors, and therefore processes around these things are really important. Or for that matter, how is GST going to impact my distributors? So finance and accounts, knowledge of those subjects also really comes in handy, which I totally learned during my MBA. The next question is, are there any skills which I wish I had learned during MBA, but I didn't? So it's funny that we learned all of these subjects, but we really did not understand the crux of sales, that exactly what is it that an area sales manager does, or what exactly would a sales role look like right out of college, right? So we had these case studies which were more about, strategic decisions, which I feel like I would do more like, say, 2 to 3 years from now. Whereas right now, a large part of my job is executional, that somebody else makes the plans and I need to know exactly how to execute it to the best of my capacity. So I would say that I did not exactly know that how do schemes work, how do trade schemes work, or for example, how does distributor management work? So these are some very basic things which I had to learn quickly when I joined the job, and I wish I had learned them during my MBA. Actually, so what I did was I used to read a lot of blogs around MBA sales and marketing, and so therefore a lot of those blogs also gave me a hint that probably my knowledge is incomplete. So I knew a little bit of it before joining, but the rest of the gap I filled up for myself after I had actually joined the company. All right. How has my first year been in my sales and marketing job in terms of nature of work? So actually my experience has been a bit different from how the experience of a usual sales management trainee goes. And the reason for that is, while for the first 6 months when I joined GCPL, I also trained for sales. So I trained, to be area sales manager, and I will go into the depth of what exactly an area sales manager does. Usually you train for one particular role and then you convert to actually doing that role. But in my case, I would say that I was lucky. I trained to be an area sales manager for a general trade role. Then I looked at some of modern trade that, like you have your big bazaars and your DMarts. So exactly how do they work? And the way a company sells to them is very different from how you sell to a normal Kirana store. Then again, it was my good luck that I was given a project in which I worked for the marketing team. So there is a product in the market which is called Easy 2-in-1. It's actually in the market nowadays. So I was in a team which so we worked on launching that product, and that was a complete dream for me because again the nature of work was very different from sales. So again, I will explain these things to you in detail when I talk about the different job options. But yes, my experience has been like very different from a usual sales trainee, in the sense that I've had to really be extremely uncomfortable every 3 to 4 months learning something new. And that is the shocker that, 1 year into the job already, it's not like I'm on top of my game. I would still say that I'm learning because now I've come to be an area sales manager. I'm not very comfortable sharing for which region for my safety, but now is the time when I'm, beginning to settle in and be in a permanent role. So 1 year, literally, guys, after MBA, your education is still going on in terms of training. Okay. How has it been being a woman in sales? Um, it has been very easy in terms of at least the people in my company were very comfortable working with women, even in sales. But it is challenging in the sense that it is yet a very, very male dominated field. So I'm sorry, I think I shook the camera. It's still a very male dominated field. So you wouldn't find too much company. But then as long as people give you respect and they're comfortable around you, you are up to the challenge, I guess. And apart from that, infrastructurally, I don't think I face too much of an issue being in sales. Rather, I would say this is what I want to do and I fairly enjoy it. Okay. So now let us get started of what are the various career options that you can go for in sales and marketing kind of career. So I've made a table of, obviously this list wouldn't be exhaustive since I've also worked only for 15 months as a professional. And to the best of my knowledge, I've tried to put down the various roles that I've come to know about, which you can also apply to if you're a sales and marketing aspirant. So let's begin with sales because I would say that at least 60 to 70% of the jobs which would come on an MBA campus would be sales, and like the company would kind of have a career progression path where you do sales and from there you sort of go to marketing. I would definitely say that it's not the case that you can't do marketing without knowing sales, but that is the law of the land in general in India that usually people get you started with sales. So therefore, please try and understand all the sales roles very well. So let's begin with the area sales manager. So ASM is area sales manager in FMCG or pharma. So FMCG is fast moving consumer goods. So for example, I'm an ASM in a fast moving consumer goods company. What exactly does an ASM do? So for example, I have a portfolio of products as a company. Okay. And then there are so many states in the country. And then I decide that, so for example, if I have 100 products, I want to sell these 60 products in, say, Delhi. I want to sell these 70 products in Mumbai. I want to sell all the 100 products, for example, in Chennai. All right. So this is just an example. So now what I will do is I will then accordingly need to cascade down that exactly, how are you going to sell this product in the market? So there is a whole machinery for it. So every product carries a target behind it. And when you cumulate the target of the multiple products which have to be sold in that territory, it becomes a sales target for that territory, for that particular month, and cumulatively for that particular year. So in very, very basic terms, you have a sales target for your territory. And then what you do is you plan at exactly how are you going to fulfill this target. And then there are also some, I would also say that it's not just about number pura karna or target reach karna. There are also a lot of process led initiatives which the company runs. So for example, I say that I want to reach out to 10 extra outlets in this particular area because I want to improve my reach. Or I say that I want to, instead of selling 60, I want to start selling 70 products in this area. And therefore, I want to work harder in terms of how many products that I introduce to the retailer. So there are different agendas which the company is running at different times. So the role of an area sales manager is to ensure that the retailer or I would say, the area sales manager does not exactly directly go to the retailer. So you have these distributors, okay, who will buy the products of the company, and then they will hire salesmen who will go to these retailers and sell the products for you. But as an area sales manager, you have to ensure that the right products are getting billed to these distributors, and then the right salesmen are actually, regularly going to the market, following all your processes, actually delivering on all of your agendas, and bottom line, you are meeting the target. So this is the basic role of an area sales manager. Next is ASM and FMCD. This role is again very similar to the area sales manager role, which I just now discussed. And then finally, it is an e-commerce sales. E-commerce sales is e-commerce sales, or I would also say, I've not put it in this table, but modern trade area sales manager. The roles are a little different from the role of an area sales manager for general trade. And the reason is, in modern trade, again, you represent a company and you're dealing with another company. For example, Big Bazaar is a whole other company, whereas general trade, which is like direct, your general stores, over there you're dealing with a distributor. So a distributor is a private party. It's not a listed business. Okay, so the scale of the negotiation is quite different. Now, don't think that being an area sales manager for modern trade is more fancy than general trade because I just said that the scale is different. That is not the case. Reason being that the target that you're managing would be fairly the same, probably. Reason being that you handle one state, say as an area sales manager, general trade, whereas what is the size of business of modern trade compared to general trade, right? It's nothing. A Big Bazaar still cannot compete with the strength of all the general stores and kirana stores in India. So what I'm trying to say is that it's just the interface of people that you're dealing with and you're negotiating with changes. But ultimately, a sales role remains a sales role where you have a target and you're trying to bring in revenue through your product. And similarly for e-commerce sales, for example, you're dealing with an Amazon and you're trying to get your products listed and you're negotiating with them what price are you going to give it at, are they going to keep it in their warehouse, or you are going to fulfill the orders. So the nature of job really differs, and this is e-commerce sales is one area which is really coming up. Now let's go to marketing quickly, because I know that is the fancy area everybody wants to know about. So you have a brand manager role. So for example, if it's a product which is already launched in the market, then in that case, a brand manager role would mean that you handle the P&L. So for example, you set a target for the year. So I'm going to sell this much, worth crores of product this year. And then accordingly, you align the whole sales channel. You plan which area you're going to get how much revenue from, what price you're going to sell the product at in order to meet your targets, how much production are you going to plan for your product, because you don't want to clog the pipeline, and at the same time, you don't want the pipeline to run dry, as in the supply to run dry. So that is what a brand manager does. I was kind of in an assistant brand manager kind of role, but I was since I was involved with the new product launch. So so the role I was in required a lot of research in terms of, I spoke to a lot of consumers about their perceptions, their usage behaviors. I saw a lot of data in terms of, how is the category doing for my competitors? How is my existing product in the category doing as a company? So where does my strength lie? Where is the industry moving towards? And therefore, what gaps do we need to fill? What is the consumer telling me? And therefore, what should be the packaging of my product? What is the pricing of my product? And therefore, which areas would be able to buy my product? So my role was not exactly handling the P&L of the product per se, but making the business case for it and planning the whole production part of it. Since I was working on the launch side of it, I am elaborating so much since I know a lot of you would be curious when I say I worked in marketing for a brief period. But anyway, moving on. So you have these media agencies, and you wouldn't believe, like, we think you're going to be a marketing manager and you're going to be writing scripts for a TVC. That is not the case. You have agencies which will help you creatively, in terms of what would be your product packaging be like, or what is your media burst going to be like? Are you going to release an ad in the newspaper? Are you going to do a TVC? What is your YouTube ad going to look like? What is, anything that you require? For most creative work, you have media agencies. Now, in media agencies, you have people um, who literally write the script, who really literally create the animatics. Don't get into, these fancy words. Basically, there are creative people who do these jobs. Then you have market research. This is one field which really attracts me, and I wish I knew about it when I was doing my MBA. So, for example, you have Nielsen, you have Cantor. So these guys do a lot of consumer research for you, and there are different kinds of consumer research, and I never knew about it. For example, there will be people who study that what are people buying from shops, and there will be people who study that how are people using their products. There will be people who will be studying what are certain behavior beliefs people have around certain practices at their home, and they actually talk to consumers and they quantify this data and they bring in insight, which is such a huge skill to develop. And we really rely on the data that they offer us. So that is one role that you can get into marketing. If you like research, you like numbers, and you like marketing, then market research is a role you can get into. Then there is digital marketing. So again, there are SEO, SEM specialists in digital marketing. There are content specialists for digital marketing. Digital marketing is, I think, one black hole where it's evolving so quickly. Nobody knows the exact extent of what you can do with the digital space. So yes, this is one skill. If you can acquire, you must acquire, and I find it quite exciting. Then there comes e-commerce marketing. So, like I said, digital marketing is a little different from e-commerce marketing. For example, if you go to Amazon, okay, have you ever seen that? So, for example, if you search for a product, there will be pictures of the product. Then, if you scroll down, there will be some description of the product given. So, it is called A++ marketing. So, there are people who actually, suggest that exactly how do you place your product. Can you place some banner ads on Amazon or Flipkart or Big Basket of the world? So that is e-commerce marketing, and there are professionals coming up to do that for you. Next coming up is you can actually always join a corporate firm. Every corporate firm has a marketing department. So yes, that is the most traditional marketing role that you can get into. Then comes business development roles. And again, a lot of people don't know that there are BD roles. Okay, so what are BD roles? For example, business development, BD. So, for example, there are category managers at FMCG companies. So, it is called a key account manager. So, what would they do is, for example, they are dealing with DMart. Okay, I am responsible for 2 to 3 chains. So, I go to DMart and I say that I have a host of 350 products in my company. How many are you going to sell? Or I'm going to give you some extra scheme, I'm going to give you a very good rate on this product, but I want you to push it in so and so region. Or, we've launched 3 new products. I want you to list them in so and so stores of yours. So, they are actually developing the business through another chain. So they are BD managers. For example, in Swiggy, what would a business development manager in Swiggy do? They would go to restaurants and they would scout for restaurants who actually come onto the Swiggy platform. And then, what rate are you going to sell your product at on Swiggy? So basically, Swiggy is an aggregator, and then they get these vendors to come and list themselves on Swiggy. And that is how Swiggy goes on increasing its portfolio. And then there are general management roles. So there are a lot of project management roles after sales and marketing. For example, since sales and marketing makes you so good at operational jobs, for example, in any startup, you're launching a new product, or for example, in my own company, for example, I can work on a sales development piece where I just see how do I optimize and bring down the costs of selling my products and making my products reach the final consumer. Or for example, I say that I have to come up with a new module on how I develop my sales force. Any kind of operational roles usually come to sales and marketing professionals, or in fact, even customer relationship management roles in banks come to a lot of sales and marketing professionals because they are very they require you to deal with people, and people skills are usually good in sales and marketing professionals. So that is what they seek, and also you should be able to do a fair level of number crunching. Um, so all of those skills are required in a lot of general management roles. So they are open to sales and marketing professionals. And finally, consultancy roles. So I would say that consultancy roles, I used to think that they are only open to people with work experience, but I don't think that's necessarily the case, because I know of some examples who got picked up as freshers. So I wouldn't say that close your mind to it if you have no past work ex, or if you have unrelated past work ex, do give it a try. Why did I go into so much depth of what roles are available is because when I was in college, I used to think that the best role for me is as an area sales manager in an FMCG company. While I'm happy being here, I would just say that it does not harm to know what are the different avenues in whatever field you choose to study in. So yes, this was my 2 cents of whatever I have come to figure of the industry. With that, a last question that I always ask other people is, if you had to give an advice to people who are pursuing their MBA right now, what would that advice be? And my personal advice, even though I make so many videos and always keep giving you guys advice, is that when you're on campus, your seniors would, glorify certain roles, certain companies. That shouldn't stop you from giving equal weightage to all the roles that open on your campus. And the way you will be able to give it equal weightage is ask a lot of questions as to exactly what is it that the role demands you to do. Reach out to alums. Alums means people from your college who've been, doing that role for at least, a year or two, and therefore know better than your seniors who are still in college that exactly what is the nature of work that is going to be expected from you, and really try to understand that, a lot of times people just aspire for the highest package being offered on campus, whereas what you should aspire for is the role which excites you the most. Because trust me, more or less everybody's package ends up being the same, in 2-3 years down the line. So money is really, shouldn't matter to you when you're joining. What should matter to you is the role, the industry, the growth path in that role. That is something you should really try to figure. And with that, I hope that this video helps you be a little more informed about the sales and marketing profession in general. And please like, share, and subscribe, because your support is what keeps me motivated to make more and more videos. And thank you so much. I've just crossed 10,000 subscribers, and I can't tell you how happy I am. Bye bye.